Hello, today it's the 19th day of journaling. I was told that this will help, but that's not even the reason I started to do it. I did so for receiving an illusion of being understood by other people. In the age of loneliness, I began to think that I'm the only one of a kind. So-called my loneliness was born because of that fact. But I am not alone. During my whole life I only met one person that was similar to me, and the loneliness began to shrink. I wrote another letter to Malava. I am planning the future from now on, but there's one person, or I shall say, one being, that could disturb all my planning. You know him well. He's not alive nor dead. He is always watching. He wants people to suffer. And he wants their cruelty to unleash onto others. You know him well. I was wondering, I reminded myself of all those boring speeches that my father used to make. It was quite stereotypical. For example, something like, you weren't in the military, I was in the military, or I was working my ass off in your age and you sit there and do nothing, or you're gonna be no one with the thinking you have. What a load of bullshit. He was working in Bogdanka mines, alright, but he was fired shortly after. That was in my age, or close to it. Because he was fired because he was always late and he often slept through the work shifts, and later he started a firm with his friend which went bankrupt in just a few months or so. He was in the military, but he didn't see the real action. He was just in mandatory military service during so-called Soviet-Polish Brotherhood era, which was a hoax anyways, because we didn't have a choice to refuse their so-called friendship. He had it easy in the military. Later, he married my mom, Christina, and he cheated on her numerous times, abused their children, and he ruined his family not long after this. And later, shortly, he fell in a huge debt, which was towering approximately up to 100,000 of Polish zlotys. His crop fields have a mortgage on them, which, as we found out quite recently, it's about 60,000 of Polish zlotys or so. So he's in no position to give me an advice or to perform his speeches. I hate him, and you would hate him too, if you get to know him. Anyways, I am thinking about reading another book, or listening an audiobook about this book. I don't know if you heard about it at all, but the book is called I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream, which became popular in late 2000s. Great book. It has a really interesting concept. I haven't read it yet, but I've seen a lot of videos about it. And I think those three books, which are Blood Meridian, All Tomorrows, and I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream, I consider them to be the best books ever written, or at least the best stories that I've stumbled upon. And I also know another one which I didn't read, but I watched the movie about it several times. Brilliant movie, very well played. Yeah, it was quite amazing. I'll tell you that. The book is called No Country for Old Men. That's the title, by Cormac McCarthy, which is my favorite writer. I'll try to practice singing later, and until now I watched some YouTube videos about Blood Meridian because I regained that fire within me to know more about the book again. I also watched some silly stuff, and I had been thinking a lot. I always think a lot. Up until now I only had one meal today, because I wasn't that hungry after all. And so, yeah, I think that would be all, because this journal entry becomes too long. So, God bless you. Screw politicians and liars.